Good morning, YouTube. You want to look like a rock star in the kitchen without making much of an effort? Well, that's one of my mantras. How about I show you how to make an absolutely incredibly moist, rich, decadent chocolate cake. The good news? One bowl. One bowl, y'all. No kidding. All right, let's cook, y'all. We got a cake to bake.
All right, Blaine's making a sandwich. I am making a cake. All right, I love this cake. I have discovered it recently, and it's my new favorite. And I do a lot of cakes. We have a lot of birthdays, a lot of celebrations. But this one is so easy that you can celebrate stuff like, Blaine was in homecoming last night. That's a good one. And I got the yard mowed. There we go. That's what we're celebrating. All right, so let me show you how fast and easy this goes together. 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of sugar. This is too much salt. I'm not sure what I was doing there. You only want 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, half a teaspoon if you're using table salt, and then this is 1.5 teaspoons each of baking soda and baking powder, just like that. Boom, boom. 3/4 cup of cocoa powder. Well, no matter how much I try to have consistency with where the dishes are, kids happen. All right, so 3/4 cup of cocoa powder. And that's going right in there, and we're gonna go ahead and turn on our mixer to let our dry ingredients start coming together. And of course, as usual, electrical appliances tend to be a little better when plugged in. Great. All right, I'm grabbing a couple of eggs. Boom. All right. So to our mixture, there's the dog next door. That dog screams like crazy whenever his people come home. And at first I always thought there was this animal being terribly abused, and it turned out he was just happy. Great. All right, so there's our mixture, and we're adding our eggs. 1 and 2. Then we have 1 cup of whole milk and half a cup of vegetable oil. And then 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I don't know if I can tilt it enough for you to see, but I've got 2 teaspoons of vanilla in there. All right, we've got one more thing we're gonna do. Most of the recipes for this type of cake call for boiling water. Let me see where we are now. Let's focus. They call for boiling water, and I don't use boiling water. I usually don't bother. Now, sometimes I will. I will stick the measuring cup in the microwave. Most of the time, I just use hot water. All right, while I'm waiting on the water to get hot, the one concession I am going to make is I'm going to scrape down the bowl just to make sure there's nothing stuck to the sides and that everything is well blended. Now, I made this cake as a layer cake for Ricky's birthday, and it was so good. So good. The cake disappeared like that, and for once, everybody's favorite part was the cake and not the frosting. Although I've got a pretty good frosting. Actually, I've got a little bit of buttercream left over from his birthday, so I'm going to use that. All right, 1 cup of very hot water. And if you want to do it the right way, go ahead and boil your water. And if you just don't want to mess with it, use hot water. All right, this is a very thin batter. So it's going to be super thin, and that's perfectly normal. Now, I have a 9 by 13 baking dish that I have done with cooking spray. Give it a final scrape down. I've also got my oven preheated to 350 degrees. Now, I think this is going to go about 40 minutes. I'm guessing because I'm trying to do the conversion from 2 9-inch layer cake pans. Yeah, 2 9-inch cake pans, right. That takes right at half an hour. This is going to take a little longer because it's all in one pan. So it might take even longer than that, actually, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. But no matter how long it takes, we're going to cook it until a cake tester inserted into the center comes out clean. There we go. You want to lick the bowl? Joey's not home. He's the one usually fighting to get his hands on it. Alright, so there is our cake in its pan, ready for the oven. I'm going to start checking it at 40 minutes, and I'll let y'all know the final time when we're ready to go. Alright, check this out. I was right the first time for once. Alright, so 40 minutes, and we did our little sheet cake thing in our casserole dish. Now, this does have to completely cool, okay? You have a couple options. You could turn it over on a wire rack in a few minutes and let it cool that way. Or you could do what I'm going to do, which is going to be to let it come down in temperature, leave it in this dish, and I'm going to frost it with buttercream, okay? So we'll be back when everybody's cooled down. Alright, so Boone said something to me a few minutes ago that was extremely wise. You know, out of the mouth of babes and all that. I told him I was going to frost this, and he said, you know, Mom, if you don't frost it, that means you can eat a lot more cake. I think it's funny that my kids are, well, I think the whole world is divided into cake people and frosting people. Boone and I happen to be cake people, right? The rest of the kids are frosting people. And that's fine. It does not matter one bit. Now, I told you I had a little leftover buttercream frosting. And I am going to frost it. My excuse for shooting this video was to use up the buttercream frosting because Joey has discovered it's in there and has been very happily helping himself for the past couple of days. And if you know anything about 9-year-olds, you know they really don't need unfettered access to buttercream frosting. Not the best method. Nope. But we are going to give it a thin layer. Now, I will do my best to remember to hook y'all through to my buttercream recipe. If nothing else, I will get the baking playlist, or you can go find it if I forget even that. You can get the buttercream frosting, it's in my baking playlist, or just search my channel. It truly is easy and super spectacular. Alright, over here in the light where we can see. Okay, now I'm going to cut a piece. I'm going to show you, but you know what? I don't even have to cut it. There's nobody here. You know what that means? It means that for once, I can just do whatever I want. And what I want is to do this right here. Okay. Let me get this to focus. See that? That is a perfect bite of cake. It is moist, it is delicious, it is decadent, and it is all mine.
Yep.
Hey YouTube, thanks for watching, and if you thought that video was helpful, do me a huge favor. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell so you get a notification whenever I post a new video. And if you have a second, hop on over to Patreon and check out how to support my channel even more. Again, thanks for watching.